It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cowboys and the Browns, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Along the shores of Lake Erie, the Dog Pound already in full roar. We welcome you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. It's the start of a new season in the NFL. Welcome to our first Sunday of 2024 with football. Mike Tirico, my partner this year, Greg Olson. Greg, so excited to be with you and so excited about week 1. You build it up, you talk about it for 6 months, but when it arrives, man, it feels so good.
And it's really the only week of the entire season, Mike, where all 32 teams are all dreaming the same thing. Playoffs, Super Bowl hopes. This was the best offseason any of them have ever had. And on top of that, it's the excitement and the hope in these stadiums. Every fan base in the NFL thinks that this is their year, and week 1's getting off to a hot start, and I know both you and I are looking forward to being along for the ride.
It is the opener of the 2024 season for these two teams. And off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. And they're led by the number 1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, it's Mayfield. A quick slant, looked in by Moore.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Here's 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Chubb. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. That is brought in at the 10. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Could we see the first touchdown of the new season? It's 1st and goal. Here's Chubb. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
On now, Cade York for the point after. He's got it. And the Browns have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Cowboys coming out. As usual, it's Dak Prescott leading the way. Led the NFL in touchdown passes, Greg, a season ago. Already his 9th year at the helm for the Cowboys.
There's just something special about week 1, isn't it, Mike? I mean, after months of anticipation, speculation, it finally hits you. The season has arrived. This is the first time where we're going to get to see a lot of the debuts of players on new teams, new coaches, rookies taking the field for the very first time in a meaningful game. The preseason is one thing, but it's an entirely different level of excitement once opening weekend rolls around. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see what's in store for us that these finally now are.
A short throw caught by Ferguson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Dak. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Myles Garrett is able to bring him down for a sack, and that's something the reigning Defensive Player of the Year was able to do 14 times just a season ago. I'm not sure there's a more dynamic or dominant defensive lineman in the entire league.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He gets that complete to Cedric Wilson. Manageable on that one. To throw is Prescott. Now a screen set up for Elliott. Give him 13 on that screen play and a 1st down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's complete to Elliott. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. On play action, here's Dak. That's taken in.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark, but he is short. They've held him on 4th down. The Browns offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Open man is David Bell, and he's going to be taken down at the 37.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive. Once they cross midfield, then it goes into go mode. You're trying to come away with points every single time you have the ball. It's a good way to start this game here in the first quarter.
Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Here's third down and a few inches. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down, taken down behind the line, and it's fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Cowboys offense ready for their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Pistol now for Prescott. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Now, Prescott. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Elliott out of the backfield. And it'll be third down. Prescott. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a first and 10. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. To throw is Mayfield. And now he's got a man open deep downfield. A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
On first and 10, here's Baker. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. First down and more for Chubb. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. A big run by Chubb. And even 30 yards. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. That is caught to the goal line and in. David Njoku. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, it's going to be a long day for this defense.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. Tyler Smith, guilty on that one. So, after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Prescott now. He'll let this go deep for Tolbert. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Quickly to the outside and complete. Now we get whistles. Time has run out. The 1st quarter has come to an end. So, 1st quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 14-0 is our score. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Mayfield. That's complete to Moore on the right side. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
He finds Bell. That's caught.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Running is Chubb. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They go play action with Mayfield. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Cowboys offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. You start this on the ground with Elliott. A short gain there to about the 22. Second down and 8. A shotgun snap for Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He'll try to run for it.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on third down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Hand off here to Zeke. Trying to avoid tacklers there, but the ball is out. But he'll gather it back in. They'll come up here on second down and 5. They'll stick with Elliott. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. So this next drive about to get going, we remind you, coming up later tonight, the regular season premiere of Sunday Night Football. It's a good one. Playoff rematch, Stafford against Goff, the Rams and the Lions from Ford Field. That's at 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow, we wrap up Week 1 with Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers gets another shot at a Monday opener. The Jets and Niners from Santa Clara, 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 West Coast time. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Now Chubb. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3. They face second down and 7. Mayfield to throw. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
First and 10. Throwing is Baker. To the left side, he's got Njoku. Here's second and 9. To throw is Mayfield. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Parsons making his presence felt, and it's no secret. I mean, Mike, he's become one of the top overall defenders in the entire league. He's had at least 13 sacks each of the previous 3 seasons, and if he continues to play at that level, there's a good chance he's going to try to make it 4 by the end of this year.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run, and it's Elliott. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. On 2nd down, it's Dak. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense and Baker Mayfield ready for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Off throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
Everyone notices the big play after the catch, Mike, right? That's the easy part, but don't take for granted or overlook how important ball placement is. Being able to hit your target in stride is the difference between a nice completion or a big chunk play like they had here. It allows them to turn into a runner faster, take advantage of that green grass, and big plays typically lead to points.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. Here's a 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down.
And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Nick Chubb, touchdown Cleveland. What a start to the year. His 2nd touchdown in this opening half. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. To throw is Prescott. Now a screen set up for Elliott. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on third down. Brings up fourth, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. So we've reached halftime here on NFL Kickoff Weekend as we get you to Orlando. Say hello to my old pal, Jonathan Coachman, with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome to the Madden family for you and Greg. And to you at home as we take you around the NFL here on NFL Kickoff Weekend 2024. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where you see the final score there. Marcus Mariota, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Tua Tagovailoa with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. Finally, let's get over to Inglewood, see what's happening with the Chargers at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Justin Herbert with 3 touchdown passes in the Week 1 victory. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Cavante Turpin on the return. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The visitors' offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb, and that will lead to a second down. Now Elliott, and he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. 3rd and 9. Dak to throw. A hit, and he has lost the football. And the defense has it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Here's Chubb. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Mayfield working from the pistol. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up third down. Throwing is Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
York's kick is good. And the Browns extend the lead to 24-0.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Prescott. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Back to throw is Prescott. That's to the left side. He's got Ferguson. And they'll take this down inside the 35. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Prescott. That's to Ferguson once again. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Prescott now. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Jalen Darden now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense and their star running back, Nick Chubb, set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. On 2nd down, Baker. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. And that is incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, Not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Now Prescott over the middle to his tight end Ferguson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On the give, it's Elliott. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Taking off, and he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw is Dak. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
They came up a little bit short there on 3rd down, but I think the reality is, Mike, they've been in 4-down territory for a while now. You find yourself down multiple scores. You cannot afford to waste any of these possessions.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. To return, it is Turpin. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To the right, here's Elliott. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Again, here's Zeke. He's beyond midfield to the 45. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 32-yard line. They'll have a 1st down. It's a gain of 28. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From out of the gun, it's a run with Elliott. And he's going to be taken down.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the 2nd half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And he finds a seam and takes it down to the 3. 3rd and goal. They'll run. Here's Elliott. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cowboys are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Browns' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the 3rd quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Mayfield to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Browns getting their punting team out there as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. They'll run Zeke up the middle. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Prescott. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Dak to throw. Pass completed right side to Ferguson. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Here's Prescott. The pass rush gets home and he goes down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. And this has been the start of the season you hope for. You held serve at home, have the lead here in the fourth quarter, and now it's all about bleeding down that clock. On the ground, it's Chubb. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Here's 2nd and 2. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Chubb. And he's into the end zone yet again. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Browns. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. Now it's York for the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here's Turpin. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Cowboys offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. Second down, Prescott. He's got the open man. That's Jalen Tolbert. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Pistol now for Prescott. That one caught by Wilson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Again, Prescott to the air. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. Prescott again. In the middle of the field, it's taken by CeeDee Lamb. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down. To the air again, Prescott. The open man is Wilson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They'll throw again, Dak. To the outside, looked in by Lamb.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He's going nowhere. That call, not the right one. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's going to have a Cowboys 1st down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down. Now, someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. Here's Zeke. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. On 2nd down, it's Dak. The open man is Tolbert. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to slide down with the 1st down inside the 5. Gonna run with it himself. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Prescott to throw it on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he's going to go out of bounds well short of the pylon. And the defense holds. That'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, that was a disaster. I like the call. I like going for it on 4th down. Give your offense a chance to extend this drive and maintain possession. But after going the wrong way, now they're going to have to watch the other team take over after failing to move the chains.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, they face 2nd down and 7. Once again, it's Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as the tackle's made at the 23-yard line. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And not a whole lot there, up to about the 25. 2nd down and 8. A run out of the gun. Here's Chubb. And he'll get about 4 to the 29. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. So the Dog Pound celebrates. It's a win for the Browns. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dog Pound's happy. It's a win for the Browns as we say farewell from Cleveland.